Hello everybody and welcome back to BallinCraig Estate. So yeah, we've got the full load of grass just here. This is our second full load. And we've got the first one just over there, as you can see, in a big pile. I call it the pile of grass, but really it is just a great big mess. So today we're going to sort it out. We're going to get it into the pit just over here. We're going to use a buck rake. I'm actually going to use a mod for this. We're not going to use the in-game one, at least not to begin with. I might have to go to it just in case the other one isn't really for, you know, transferring the grass from here to actually into the shed. It's more for leveling, I think, but we're going to give it a go anyway because it looks like a decent mod. It's by Peter J, who's actually the same creator as the Massey Ferguson packs. And yeah, let's just go and buy it. So as you can see, it is £980. A very good price actually. It's a Graze SGH12T buck rake. And we're going to fit it to the case tractor, hopefully, providing the trailer doesn't roll away. So just drop that off there. Let's go over to the store. We'll pick it up, we'll put it on the front 3-point linkage, and hopefully we're going to have plenty of traction to be able to push it all into there. As I say, because we're going to be putting it on the 3-point linkage, it may not work that efficiently because we need to really pick it up and move it. We're actually transferring it, so we're not really just levelling off, which isn't exactly the intended use in Farming Simulator, that is, because it doesn't tend to actually pick up the grass and move it as you would do in real life. It tends to just spread it out, if you know what I mean. So it might work, it might not, we'll see. If it doesn't work, I'll have to get a contractor in with a JCB wheel loader, but that's only if everything fails. Hopefully everything's going to be very good. Even if this buck rake doesn't work for the moving of it, we're still going to keep it because we still need to compact it and level it once it is in the shed. We could get the contractor to do that as well, but they might be a bit too tight for that. We're not, or more like, actually we'll probably be too tight for them, because we don't really want them at all. It's a sort of a worst case scenario where we have to get somebody else in. Right, so there it is. Looks very nice indeed. Let's just jump out. So I think it's 12 tine, pretty big. I think there might be a control actually to put the link arms down. It's all down, there we go, the link arms are holding it on. Yeah, it would have looked a bit weird if we were holding it on with just the top link, kind of weird. So that's brilliant. We had to use the interactive control to do that. We do still have the frame rate issue. It's this button here. Yeah, the frame rate issue I did actually mention a few videos back, and I did ask people who are also using the same mod if it is the mod or if it's me. And other people have come back and said that they're experiencing the same issue. So it's a shame because, as I've said before, the rest of the tractor is just brilliant, really good, well made, but the frame rate issue when you're in cab kind of lets it down, which is a shame. But otherwise it really is good. Right, so I might be clutching at straws here, but let's just give it a go. Well, let's pick that up alright actually. Thinking about it, we actually could just get a CSZ bucket, a large capacity, stick a rear weight on the 390T, and just ram it all in here. We don't necessarily even need to have a buck rake. Just a bit of a waste of money getting your contractor in. So if this does actually work, if we can fit a CSZ front loader bucket to this front loader, I think what we'll do is put a rear weight on as well. Multi-purpose bucket. Clearly absolutely massive, so this is probably going to look insane, but we're not actually going to be picking the weight up. I wouldn't have thought we were going to be more like pushing it. We'll see. That is actually going to fit. Good grief, that is actually fitting to there. Well, we're kitted up, let's go. It actually doesn't look too bad. I quite like it. I'm glad we did go for the 390T though, nothing smaller, because I think we'd have really struggled. This is a fairly chunky tractor. It looks a little bit crazy on the front of there, but at the end of the day it's only grass. We're not picking up hardcore or gravel or something. That would be ridiculously heavy. It would never pick it up. It would either snap the front axle or, I don't know, bend the front loader or something. It would do something, well, I was going to say unexpected, but no, that is fairly expected. It would do something catastrophically damaging, basically. But it's only grass, and we're going to be mainly pushing it, so we should be okay. We'll finish off with the buck rake, we'll level it off with the buck rake, There's the field we finished in yesterday's episode. It's now regrowing. And yeah, if we've got some time after this, what we'll probably do is try and do some more animal work. We've actually got a load of feed there, which has been spilt out of the trough. Right, here we go. Okay, right. As I said before, it's all about the approach angle, but look at that. We can pick that up no problem at all. Right, so there's the first load. My intended approach angle is from this direction over here. If we can get a corner cleared, then we can quite simply push it in. I'll just move the buck rake out of the way, because that's just restricting the space unnecessarily. But as mentioned, this is just to get it moved. The buck rake is for levelling. Surprisingly heavy when the buck rake is full. Right, here goes. This is the moment of truth. If we can actually get it all cleared out of here. That's actually done that really well. So it's just going to be a case now of going backwards and forwards in here. Clearly we are picking up the front loader, but it doesn't seem to matter. It seems like a very tough tractor. Impressively tough. But I suppose it is a Massey Ferguson, so it's all kind of expected. Sorry, just thought I'd throw that in there. Right, so that went pretty well. As I mentioned in the previous episode, I was worried about the grass actually going in between buildings, which is what it has done. Not really much I can do about getting rid of it, because it's obviously in the structure of the building. It's not really accessible for any machine at all. So yeah, if I can just tip the next trailer further back this way, then it should avoid that problem, hopefully. So we're going to have to... Well, obviously we have to move the trailer. I might use this case again. If I just pull around the corner. But that bucket has done such an amazing job. Fantastic bulk carrying bucket. And the tractor handled it really well. As for the buck rake, I think I'll just put it over here. Shouldn't be in the way. Because we'll be needing it again in a minute anyway. So I think actually as well we should move the John Deere forager. We need to put it away somewhere. It's still currently connected to the trailer, but it is moving. It's actually creeping around. It's the creepy thing. Need to find a home for it. It's probably going to end up where everything else ends up, out the back there. It's a very good place for it all. So if I do this strategically, what I should be able to do is drop off the trailer and then continue on with this, and we'll put it away. Seemed to work quite well. I don't think there is actually a collision on the auger part of the forager, because if you hit a gate post or something, it doesn't really seem to do anything. So I'd say it's collision free. Should we put it up against this wall? Looks like a good place for it. Not too close to the gate, ideally. Just somewhere over here. Yeah, so upcoming in this series, what we've got to do is start the bees. Now, with the bees, we can actually produce something called honey milk. And again, that is another reason why it's perfect for this map, since we do have the cows anyway. The honey milk requires milk from the cows, and the honey from the bees, which is fairly self-explanatory anyway. But yeah, we're just going to wait a bit until we do have a bit more milk. I say wait a bit, I really mean about a day. So that'll pretty much be the next episode, I would have thought. Just so that we can generate a bit more. And yeah, I forget actually, I haven't used the bee mod for a while. Can't remember exactly how I did get the milk. How did I do it? Filled up the milk tanker from something. It'll come back to me. I'll have to watch my Sandy Bay series because that is where I did it, so it should be fairly simple. Right, so here goes. Let's tip the first bit. Not all of it. I don't want to tip it all out. That'll do. We'll just have to keep doing about 20% at a time. Doesn't sound like much, but actually we should be able to get it done in a fairly short period of time. I mean, if we go into this pile now with this bucket, it'll probably clear most of it. I admit it's a bit of a messy way to do it, but I can't really see another way of doing it. I mean, we can go up the back there. We could go up the back, but then I couldn't really get up there that well because of the trailer being so big. I think really I've just gone too big scale. That is the issue. Everything we have is too large. If I manoeuvre around here, it might be easier to actually scoop up going the other way. As you can see, the camera angle is different. This is actually a camera attached to the bucket, or attached to the mod itself, which allows us to have a different angle. So as the bucket moves up, we move up as well. Let's go for the next bit. Hopefully we can tip a bit more than 20%. Just don't want it to go into the buildings. That would be the worst thing. Alright, that's going to have to stop there. And now we can start to clear it again. Clearing the mega pile. It all seems really fun. Okay, so now we're at this stage. I think what we're going to do is transfer back to the butt crate. The butt crate does have this hydraulic action which allows us to unload it like this, something which I overlooked a minute ago. But yeah, hopefully, if we can get that back onto the case, then we should be able to actually use that in the appropriate way, and then we should be able to get everything tied up with ease, hopefully. I've just put this over here. Trying to figure out the best place to put it. I think, really, we should put it in the shed over there. I guess the easiest thing for us to do would actually be to spin around, go out the gate, go up the track and reverse straight back, instead of trying to reverse around the corner here. So yeah, if I go up here, now go straight back, yeah, that is definitely a fairly simple approach. So I'm wondering actually, because I did give the cows some food, not much. I gave them about 1 bucket load, so about 4,000 litres or so. Expecting it to be quite a bit, and it turns out to be, on the chart, next to nothing, as you can see. But it doesn't really bother me too much, since this is the silage anyway. The grass was a bonus. We're going to do some more grass very soon. I should think that field over there, yes it is, it's going to need to be cut again, so that can be designated purely to feed. I'm just wondering, if I turn around here, I wonder what would happen if I tried to shove this into the feed trough. I wonder if it would just dump it on the ground and say, oh, what are you doing? Or would it actually accept it as feed and put it in the trough? Let's just see. So if I press that button there, oh, it is doing its feed. Brilliant. So in that case, we'll pick up all the spilt grass as well, if I can. There we go. Actually, it's taking it straight in. It's putting it straight into the trough. So they should now have about 6,000 or so, 7,000. Not bad. It's just getting to know mods, that's the thing. Once you get the hang of them, or once you figure out how they work exactly, they can be incredibly effective, because originally I thought that this was simply a butt crate which would, you know, just help push up and it'd fall off again. But no, you can actually do that, which is a very interesting, like, scissor action. Pushes it along. Love the feature. I don't know how long this mod's been out. I think it was last year, but it's clearly one of those mods which you just can't really do without, especially if you can't afford a wheel loader. And look at that, that's doing a better job than the bucket was for clearing up. That is good. Maybe I should have used this as the main machine for moving it. Although I can't really say that, because I have been very impressed by the bucket and very pleased that I used it. Okay, it's a bit of a dip in the ground there, so it's not going to pick it up. But otherwise, it's done a very good job just then. Right. So it's never going to be perfect. I'm never going to be able to pick it all up. But if I can get the majority of it, then yeah, at least it is money well spent on the buck rate, because we've managed to pick up all the pieces and we won't be wasting too much. I'll just try and get this piece here. Good. Right, that is plenty for me. Happy with that. There is a cow escaping over the fence, trying to eat everything we've spilled. Come on, get in. Yep. Right. All we should have to do is push it out and it should unload. That is satisfying to watch. Love that. Right, so now all we have to do is compact it, which in theory should be very simple. Should be very simple. I don't know if it will be. Might have to actually scoop some up, actually, because it's a bit full at the back, because that's where we loaded it. So if I put some in the corners, that'll help even it off a bit. Yeah, that is working incredibly well. This is one mod which I am super pleased that I got. Certainly worth getting if you can't stretch to buying a telehandler, which we can't do, because we only have £32,000. And how much is it compacted? 32%. That's the issue with it. Because there isn't much in here, it means that we have to basically just keep going backwards and forwards over a very small amount, which is going to take longer because we can't just keep going as far each time. It might be better actually if I can turn around. Let's just see. Yeah, that's good, because that's nice and level. The buck rake has done its job. I've probably said buck rake quite a few times in this video, but yeah, it's all about it anyway. And the big bucket, of course, which is massive. That's probably got to be the biggest front loader bucket I've ever seen. Someone will probably turn around and say, "Oh, it's tiny, what are you on about?" But no, for me, that is, for a front loader, that's pretty big. Obviously, if it was a wheel loader or a telehandler, it would be different. But for a tractor, it seems on the large side. Something like a 4-ton capacity or something, which for a little Massey Ferguson 390 is absolutely gargantuan. How are we doing? 53%. We'll get there one day. Just keep going at it. It's definitely levelling those. It's doing a good job actually. Nice and level. Almost there. 98%. Go backs and forwards once more and we should be done. There we go. So yeah, that is going to now be covered over. We don't need any more silage. That is plenty now to last us for the rest of the series and more. So how much do we have there? I could have checked a second ago. It's quite a bit though. I think it's in the region of, yeah, it is. It's 50,000 litres thereabouts, possibly 51, although we have spilt some, so probably 50. Which is brilliant considering we already have all these bales over here as well. So all of this is either going to be hay or grass. I think it is just going to be cut grass. Give it straight to the sheep and straight to the cows. That's kind of annoying actually. I should have given them some. Next time, we'll cut this field, we'll give it straight to the cows, give them straight to the sheep, because they are desperate. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, And until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now.